it's been a little while. It's now the end of April, and this was all recorded at the end of February. So for those who have not seen this or are just catching up, we have had a summer of unending rain. Consequently, the yard just would not drain. We have clay not too far under our topsoil, and although I've done a lot of amendments to the soil, it just has been impossible for the water to drain away. So as a result of that, my two beautiful shade trees, two big white mulberries, native trees, they sat with their roots in water for too long and lost everything. I thought they had died, but I'm happy to say now, months later, they are reshooting from the stumps that were left behind. So, oh look, that's my little Melia cope that also died from sitting in water. So we had to chop down all these two beautiful trees. It was quite the event. I'm really thankful that I had bought a chainsaw probably 12 months ago, maybe. Yeah, I think it was a Mother's Day gift to myself last year. So most of it I just did myself, just hacking and chopping and getting what I could. I did have a couple of near misses where I probably didn't do things the safest way. One of my big concerns, as you'll see later, this fence that I'm working alongside there is really wonky. It needs some repairs, which we'll do while the trees are gone. But I knew that if any of these bigger branches fell on that fence, that would be it. It would be over. And it would then need emergency repairs, which we didn't want to have to do. So just trying to make sure none of these branches fell on that fence, and that I could save whatever plants I could down around the ground and everything. Yeah, it was something new to me. I've never chopped down a tree before. Chopped down a few branches, but never a whole tree. And I guess I really didn't get a whole tree chopped down here anyway, because I couldn't get far enough to get the stumps done before I had to get the chipper in to do this work for me. Yeah, you can see Dixie there being a pain, getting underneath my feet and trying to get branches dropped on her. So this was my late February adventure. So another thing that isn't in this video that did happen at the same time is the tallest of my callistemons. The combination of all the butterfly vines growing up in it, it had a loofah growing up in it, and then high winds and the rain affecting it, we had to take the top off that. So none of that got recorded on video, but it was even way more eventful than this. It took us almost a full afternoon, like 4 or 5 hours, to try and get that all chipped up or chopped up and dragged out the front for the wood chipper man, because it was all still green and still had vines growing through it, holding it all together. So every piece we chopped off, we never were quite sure whether it was going to fall to the ground or not, or whether it was going to be still held by a vine that we couldn't see. So that was an adventure as well. Okay, we stopped recording partway through there. lovely and shady under here thanks to my shade cloth. I can't get through this way. You can see down here, all that's left of one tree is a few gangly stumps. This other one, the pieces that are left are the pieces that I need someone pulling on a rope to make sure they fall the correct way when I chop them down. Other than that, it's nearly done. I did pop a quick little trellis on my little bean plants down here. Something has, I don't know, snapped off or burnt or something, the top of that one, but hopefully they'll be okay. 3 piles of rubbish collected. I got this along the fence here. I've got this pile over here between the 2 grevilleas. It's quite huge. And then this here. So lots to go. I'm trying to find someone that will chip it up for us and just leave the chippings here. Otherwise, I will hire a chipper and do it myself. So much weeding, but it's about 1 billion degrees right now and about 1 billion% humidity, so I'm going inside. So here's just a quick glimpse at how much more open it is without those 2 giant trees in there. Yeah, obviously a lot more sun will get through. And then, of course, because nothing is simple, the guy that came and chipped it up for us, he also left us the gum tree chippings that were in his truck already. Just dumped the whole lot on our footpath for us. And I woke up the next morning excited that it was steaming and doing good mulch pile things, but it turned out it wasn't steaming, it was smouldering, and it was starting to burn. So we just spent the next few days then hosing it down. Even in spite of the rain, it was still burning, so we had to target the hose into the bits we wanted to get. We also scraped back the layers and got the hose in there. But that made sure the rain could get in a bit deeper. In the end, it seemed like it was only one type of wood chip that was burning, and I'm not quite sure what it was. But yeah, we got rid of spread all of that out so it wasn't so clumped together, and it seemed to solve the problem. We haven't had any more burning since we did all that. Thanks for joining me. I hope I'll have another video ready for you very soon. A happier one maybe.